Yeah, I think the first thing is just being excited about it. Like, it's a dream come true to be here, and I mean, what an opportunity. So, just attack it every day and be excited to do it. What am I trying to sell myself as? Just a team player, a complete tight end, and somebody that just wants to win games. And that I'm willing to do whatever a team asks me to do on offense and on special teams. For sure. Yeah, I think just being able to do both is just a big strength of mine and something that, over my time in college, I was able to develop. And I think it'll make it an easier transition for myself in the NFL. And I think, it's going to be a major challenge playing on Sunday. But I think, the technique that I've learned and what I've been able to do in college will help me translate. Uh, yeah. Um, I know a couple guys in the Cowboys like Peyton Hendershot and Luke Schoonmaker, and then their other tight end Jake Ferguson. I think he's a really talented player. I'm a Cleveland guy, so of course Kelsey, and then George Kittle's a phenomenal blocker. Jeremy Shockey, a throwback tight end. I like him too. So I definitely watch a lot of NFL film and try and pick up stuff from everyone's game. I knew him a little bit just because when I got there he was kind of leaving, but I definitely keep up with Peyton Hendershot, who I played with at Indiana. Yes, sir. Yeah, helped me tremendously. I mean, we got 18 guys here, and there's more guys that are, going to do pro day too, and just going up against them every day in practice. And then the 15 games that we played some really talented teams. We're in some high pressure situations, and the style of offense that we played and the program that Michigan runs, I feel like is very is as similar as it's going to get at the college level to the NFL. Oh yeah, for sure. I think when I first got to Michigan, it was like this is tough. There was tough days at practice. I was learning a new system, going up against really talented players, um, and I feel like as I just can continue to progress, it definitely helped me in the long run. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I did three at Indiana and then one at Michigan. Yeah. Um, but no, I feel like, not really honestly, just because, like you plan it out one way, you think you're going to go to Indiana for your whole career and, have a great career and be the best tight end ever play there. And, like if I could have never imagined that I'd end up like this or go like this, but I'm super fortunate for everything that I've gone through in my journey. And I feel like, I'm not even, reaching my potential yet. I feel like I have so much room to grow into. I'm only 21 years old. I had to transfer from Indiana to Michigan. Kind of took a road less traveled, and I think my best days are ahead of me. hmm Yeah, I think I mentioned the guys, on our team going up against Chris, Jalen, Braden every day in practice, our linebackers, but Chop Robinson at Penn State. I played Dallas Turner. I played Braylon Trice. I played Adisa Isaac. I played a lot of guys this year on the front seven, and that doesn't even go into the back end too. So I think a lot of guys that are going to have great opportunities on Sunday. I've played against them already in college. hmm I would say Chris Jenkins, just blocking him every day in practice. He's a menace. And then I got to go with Mikey too, Mikey Sanders. So just because those guys, I've got a lot of banked reps against, and been able to go up against them a lot. So like, I just know that they're really good players. Mike, just the fact that he played offense before, he knows, what a receiver is going to do. He's been in their shoes, so I think it makes it very comfortable for him being a DB. Yeah. Uh, I think just we went 15 and 0. We won the national championship. Yes, I could have maybe gone back and had more production. I felt like my blocking was I'm the best blocking tight end in the country statistically, and I think that holds true. Turning on the tape. Um, And I felt like, why not just go to the NFL? I'm 21 years old, like I said, not put another year of college football on my body, and I can go out this year and get an opportunity. So I felt like it was in my best interest to leave. Jack, just happy for him. I think whatever he wants to do, he's gonna be great at it. He's gonna put his best foot forward and attack every day. And I think Jack's a tremendous leader, a tremendous football player, and I think whatever opportunity he's given, he's gonna make the most of it to compete for the starting job. I think but they have a bunch of talented quarterbacks: Orgy, Denny, the new kid Jaden, Jack. I think all of them will get an opportunity to compete, and I think whoever does get that job is going to do a tremendous job. Jack, I think his leadership, the way that he approaches each day, his experience, his ability to make plays outside of the pocket and move around. He's got good arm talent too. So I think he's a complete quarterback, and the experience part too. Like he's played a lot of football. He's been around a lot of different systems, so he knows ball.
How did you end up in Michigan from Indiana? Did you like use an NIL agent or?
No, not at all. I mean, that was really not part of the equation at all. It was really, I want to go somewhere to compete for a national championship. I want to go somewhere to win, and I want to go somewhere to be challenged every single day. And, Michigan checked all the boxes, and I think from, my personality, I'm a blue-collar, disciplined kid, and I fit right in a winged helmet. The Bucks? Yeah, I think I've met with them at the Senior Bowl in here. Not so informal. Yeah. Yeah. Just JJ, he's just all around great guy. I think somebody else said like whatever room he's in, like he just brings so much energy to it. He's a really great player. He's going to do great things on Sunday, and he's one of my really close friends too. And I feel like in a quarterback, he checks all the boxes that you want on and off the field. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was kind of just like, we're going to run the ball, and if you can stop it, then, we might have to pass it more. But I think it's not a knock on JJ at all. It's just kind of one of those things where we're going to run it and throw it too. And, most teams couldn't stop the run, and they really, we passed it effectively too. And I think it was just, we wanted to have a balanced attack. But I think, whether it was we asked JJ to throw the ball 15 times or whether we asked him to throw it 45, he was completely capable and would do a tremendous job either way. Steelers, not formally, but informally, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think the ball just found me. I think if you throw me the ball, like I'm gonna make a lot of plays with it, and the ball was finding me that game, and I was able to show what I can do, and I feel like I'll be able to do that whenever I'm given the opportunity. Who should he be? Just whoever they think's the best fit. I mean, I can't speak to that. I think that's going to be a decision for Coach Moore and them, but I know that they have a bunch of talented guys on that roster, and whoever's going to be the quarterback is going to do a great job. Yeah, really well. Coach Noose, he's awesome. He's going to get those guys. He's going to get those guys right, and he helped me tremendously. I mean, the details that he coaches with, what he teaches in the run game. And, he played at Michigan. He cares a whole bunch about the plays. He's gonna be a phenomenal line coach, and I can't wait to see with the way his career continues to trend because he's just an awesome coach. It was just a lot of fun. Like a lot of good teammates. Some ups and downs. I feel like I was definitely a captain there my junior year, and definitely cared a lot about the place. And yeah, just looking back, like I gave it my everything. Definitely, would have liked to, do some things maybe a little different and win some more games and stuff like that. But I wouldn't change that experience for the world. And I know a lot of people in Bloomington still love me and care about me and my success. Um, to be honest with you, I can't really speak to that. I'm not really sure. I know that me personally, I gave my best effort every single day. I think, we had a great year in 2020, and then just maybe injuries, maybe complacency. I mean, can't really put your finger on it, but I wish it didn't turn out that way. Mike? Oh, playing Indiana? Yeah, I mean, it was definitely different. A game that I kind of circled for sure. And, it was a unique experience just because I knew a lot of the guys. And there was a lot of turnover, too, with different players. But definitely a game that was, circled on the calendar and that, kind of had some, heavy emotions going into it. But, yeah, it was fun. What's that? Yes. Oh, yeah. So much. I wrestled since I was probably in first grade till about ninth grade. The leverage, the toughness, mentally and physically. When you're out there wrestling, if you lose, it's on you. If you win, it's on you. And as a young kid, like that's a lot to handle. And I feel like one thing too is just wrestling parents are crazy. So like that prepares you for some stuff too. So. What do I think it's for them to sustain? I think just keep on doing what they're doing, keep recruiting the same kids that they're recruiting. I mean, we don't get 15 five-star guys. We get a select few guys that are going to come in and work extremely hard and be tough as nails, and play with pride and play as a team too. Like when your running back's on the ground, you better run over there and pick him up. If there's your teammate on the other sideline, you better go over there and escort him off the sideline. And I think they better, they're going to keep that stuff going. And with Coach Moore at the helm and the rest of the coaches they got, I know that they'll keep that tradition going. Yes, informal. Yeah, I mean, I think really highly of him. I know Coach Wells through Peyton Hendershot. He was actually working out Peyton, and I met him back at Indiana, and I think really highly of their team and their tight end room. I mentioned Scooney and Peyton and Jake Ferguson and Sean. So definitely a lot of Big Ten guys, and the Michigan tight end room was definitely paying a lot of attention to those guys and watching them on film. Yeah. Yeah, I think, just continue to be an absolute dog. Colson's a tremendous player. Brady's a tremendous player. Marlin. They got freshmen, Zach Marshall. And just continue to keep the tradition going of having great tight ends at Michigan. And I know that they'll continue to keep the standard high and do a great job. Jay Tress? Yeah, I'm super happy for Jay Tress. He's going to do an awesome job. I know he's learned so much from Herb. I know all the guys respect him. Brings a lot of enthusiasm. He's another Pittsburgh guy like Herb. So I think he's going to do an awesome job. Yeah, a little bit, but do his thing too. I think everyone's different. You can't try and be somebody that he's not. So I think what he's continued to do, what got him to that position, is going to continue the success going, and I think he's going to do an awesome job. Yeah, I think just the way he builds a relationship with all the guys and his enthusiasm also. Like he's going to take the time to get to know all the guys and let them know that he cares about them, and he's also going to be hard on them too and hold them accountable and make sure that they take care of the little details. Mm-hmm. Who do I think goes earlier? I mean, I'm not a GM, so I think whoever does go earlier and whoever goes after, they're both going to do an awesome job. And I do know that they're both really talented prospects and they're going to have really good careers. Yeah, I think I just fit in with the culture. I mentioned I'm just a hard worker, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could win. And they had fallen short the year before in the semifinal, and it was like, if you come here, it's national championship or bust, and I was all for that. Yeah, a whole bunch. I knew that they had, a bunch of guys that were from Ohio, like Desmond Howard, and had a lot of success. It's a program that has so much tradition, won a lot of national championships, won the most Big Ten championships, and won the most games of all time. So, what can you ask for than that? Yeah. Tremendous deep ball. I mean, he can just absolutely rip it. Lefty quarterback, does some different things. You roll him out left. Really good athlete. And I do remember that he was a really good dancer. Anytime in the locker room, that kid can dance. And he's just a really good leader too, and a really fun person to be around. And like I said, I think he'll have tremendous success. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was a guy that went in there and took advantage of his opportunity. I think anytime you turned on the TV, anytime the ball was around him, he was making plays with it. And I think a big thing that stood out to me was he had that knee injury. I think late in the playoffs, and he toughed it out, played through it, and that's something that I can always respect. Just going out there for your teammates, and if you're not 100%, still going at it and doing your best.
Michigan's had some great tight ends. You're one of them.
Hmm.
But next man up, Colson Loveland.
Yeah.
Any other young players who are going to be kind of the next man up?
Yeah, I think Marlon Klein, Zach Marshall, the freshman, Deacon, really any of them. I feel like when you're at Michigan, like you're going to be challenged and pushed every day in practice, so that's going to make the game, hopefully that much easier. And I think whoever steps up, they're going to do an awesome job. And I think they have the depth to do it collectively. Also, it's not going to have to be just Colson or just Max. Like they have depth, and whoever's out there is going to do an awesome job.
AJ, you said you're a complete tight end.
Yeah.
Talking to NFL teams, are they focused more on your blocking?
Yeah. Not really. I mean, I feel like, that's just something where, Michigan asked me to block, and I went in there and I did the best I could and did a really good job. And then also, too, like when I was at Indiana, there was questions about, can this kid block? And it was kind of like, whatever I'm asked to do, I'm going to do a really good job at it. And I think, when given the opportunity in passing game, I'm going to make a lot of plays, too. And it was kind of just one of those things where I was asked to catch the ball, too, but, I mean, I was asked to block more, and I just, did that. A lot. I mentioned I'm a young guy. I feel like I'm still growing into my body, and I feel like with the right opportunity, I feel like I could be a really, really good player on Sunday and a really good tight end in the passing game. And I think I'm going to work my hardest to do that. And I know that myself, I do everything I can to make sure I'm a great player, and I feel like it's going to keep paying off for me. Yeah. I mentioned the Cowboys tight end room with all those Big Ten guys, Jeremy Shockey, Travis Kelce, Cleveland guy. So yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of Cole Kmet. Really, I watch a lot of NFL film just because going through this process, you don't know where you can end up, and you want to know who's in their tight end room and what you think of those guys. Bengals, yes, went good. Just met with one of their scouts, and I think they have a good opportunity for a tight end. They probably need a tight end. So yeah. I felt like when I first got to college, it was kind of like I'm gonna go in there and maybe I'll be on special teams or something. And I went to Indiana and kind of showed out, and people were like, "Yo, like you're gonna get a chance to play at the next level." So I feel like I've always kind of, since I've been at college, kind of had that goal in the back of my head, and just been doing everything I can to get to this point.
Michigan teammates here, who do you think might surprise you during the testing?
I think CJ. I've been able to train with CJ. Me and him were both at XP in Fort Lauderdale, and I've seen him put his head down and work. So I think he's going to do a really good job. Roman, really all the guys, whether it's here or at Pro Day too, I think we're all going to do a really good job. Probably just my knowledge of the game, and that I'm a competitor, and I can do everything that a team's going to ask me to do, and I'm willing to do whatever that is. Um, Pass play, probably a little stick return route. If it goes to the tight end, and run play, a power, just because gap scheme play, we get the boys downhill, and if you're at Michigan, I feel like you better be able to run that play, and not many teams can stop it.